the most famous mountain pass in history, the Khyber Pass into Central Asia. How exciting it was to be here, among the proud and once so warlike Pathan tribes of this remote and exotic region. The old northwest frontier of British India, the strip of what is now Pakistan that lies along the borders of Afghanistan, and behind lies Russia. For 25 centuries the Khyber has been the gateway for countless invasions, and also the main trade route from Central Asia to the market city of Peshawar, capital of the frontier. The Pathan tribes, though pacified now, still hold to their warrior traditions. At the village of Dara, near Peshawar, I visited a tribal factory where, in a primitive backyard setting, they make rifles and pistols with traditional skill. Every shop in the village sells them. The Pathan's rifle is part of his dress, like an Englishman's umbrella. He once used his rifle a lot, in the days when he fought the British and lived by plunder. Since the British Army withdrew and Pakistan became independent, the fighting has largely ended. But the gun-making goes on. Down to the smallest spare part, the weapons are exact imitations of foreign models, American, German, British. Some of them have even got the WD date stamps. This pistol's an Italian copy. The Pakistan government turns a blind eye on this plagiarism, provided the guns are not taken out of tribal territory. But many are now sold and smuggled to the Pathan tribes on the Afghan side of the frontier, where there's recently been heavy rioting. The Pathans are a warrior race, but they're also a gifted and intelligent one. Many have achieved fame and honor in the outside world, like the Pakistan High Commissioner in London, General Yusuf, whose great-grandfather fought against the British on the frontier. Is the northwest frontier very different from what it was in the days of your boyhood there?
Oh, it is. It's much more mechanized. It's quite a common sight to see the Afridis and the Masuds driving their own trucks, as you probably saw yourself, through the Kohat Pass and to the Khyber.
Are you at all nostalgic for the bad old days when the Pathans fought the British?
Well, I wouldn't say that, although I think my great-great-grandfather led the Jawahi expedition in late 19th century.
Why has the fighting ended?
I think, because they feel that the present government of Pakistan is composed of Pakistanis and there are no foreigners there. And secondly, because I think economically they're much better off and there's no need for them to rob and kill to live.
Now that all the fighting's ended, won't the Pathans become soft and decadent?
Well, if you think becoming civilized makes one decadent, they probably will become soft.
Civilization is coming fast to the mountain villages where once the bullets whined. The Pathans, it is true, are still an archaic people, vengeful and quick to anger, and the government has wisely preserved the patterns of their tribal society. But it's also spending money on them, and they respond by demanding more things modern. They feel quite at home in big American cars. They're a warm and hospitable race, and they love the things of peace, like a quiet smoke of a chelum, the local hookah. Is this decadent? Slices of raw sugar cane are eaten as sweets. Volleyball is a legacy of the British Army, and the village children play it eagerly. 90% of these boys go to school, while literacy among adults is far lower. Everywhere the accent is now on education. So we left Dara for the Khyber Pass. The alpine freshness in the clear mountain air made me forget the poverty and dirt that are ever present in Asia. We passed many small farms, reminders of the present government's policy of breaking up the big estates and giving them to the peasants. This man owns 20 acres. His soil is fertile but dry. Soon he may get the water he needs, for near the foot of the Khyber I came upon the biggest symbol of modern progress on the frontier, the giant Warsak Dam that Canada is helping Pakistan to build under the Colombo Plan. It was, I think, the most real and inspiring example of Commonwealth cooperation I have ever seen. In the Kabul River Valley, where Alexander the Great marched to invade India 4 centuries before Christ, I saw Canadian and Pakistan technicians teaching Pathan laborers to be mechanics. They were all working together on a hydroelectric project that later this year will triple West Pakistan's electricity supply. It will also irrigate 200 square miles of the dry Peshawar plain. Canada is meeting about 2/3 of the dam's total cost of £21 million.